Another episode of Split the Difference. I'm Jesse. Today we have our horror Hope.
What's up? I'm representing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's October 1st. It's spooky season, and we're all in the
right.
mood for a spooky movie. We also have our Pitchmaster General, Seth.
Hello, happy to be here.
Yes, we have returned with another horror movie. We're talking about The Crazies, the original film directed by George Romero from 1973 versus the 2010 remake directed by Breck Eisner. What else has this guy even done?
You're gonna shit your pants when you look at this page. I already know.
What is this?
Just look, Jesse.
Oh God, the Last Witch. Oh no, Last Witch Hunter. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sahara. Oh God, man.
Yep.
He directed some good episodes of television. The Expanse. The Expanse is really good.
Yeah. No, he's got good stuff in his work. I think that one specifically was just not a good one for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
He executive produced The Sound of Thunder. Oh no, we talked about that previously on an episode of Film Rescue. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Anyways,
Yikes.
so yeah, The Crazies. So I want to start off with a question. Did this movie hit harder after? Yeah. Did this movie hit harder post-pandemic?
I'm happy we didn't do it in the heat of the pandemic.
I
I'll
would
put
have
it that
killed
way.
myself.
Yeah. Oh,
You remember?
yeah.
You seen that Folding Ideas episode where the guy Dan Olson rewatched Contagion over and over and over again to make him think that the pandemic would eventually end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just God. Okay, so the original, the original.
I wouldn't be shocked to find out the original inspired some of Contagion, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
one thing I wanted to get into when we talk about that. But the big thing I want to talk about is the fact that this is after Night of the Living Dead, but pre Dawn of the Dead. So this is like right in that middle section where Romero hadn't been labeled as the horror guy yet.
He's still finding his footing, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did like a romantic comedy before this called "There's Always Vanilla," which is not very good.
Again, finding
Yeah,
his
another one.
footing.
Yeah, he directed like a softcore porn film prior to this called
Hell
"Season of
yeah.
the Witch." Like, yeah, like he really was struggling, and so he did this, which is kind of like zombies, sort of, kind of.
Ish.
Yeah, ish. I had seen the original like years ago and I'd forgotten about it, and it didn't really ring right with me because I was just kind of like, it's not scary. I don't get it. I still don't think it's scary. It's more of a political film.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
very anti-military, very anti-government.
Yeah.
I would argue it's not anti-military. I'd argue that it's being honest about how inept the military would be in this situation. The remake is anti-military. I would say that because the military is like the enemy in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hope,
Well,
when did you first see this?
Actually, I saw the original after I saw the remake. So I saw the remake when it came out in theaters. And then
Did you see it in theaters?
What?
Did you see the remake in theaters?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
And then after the fact, I would like just looked it up and whatever, and I was like, oh, it's a remake. So then afterwards, I like went back and I watched the original and all that. But like, I saw the remake first, as I didn't realize it was a remake. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did your opinion of it in any way get shifted after you saw the remake first and then saw the original? Did it change at all?
Ooh, yeah, good question.
It did. I would say because I was like really gung ho about the Crazies. Like I liked it when I saw it in theaters. It was like, oh yeah. I think I even saw it like 2 or 3 times, like with different people. And then I saw the remake, and I was like, this is way different. Like not way different, but it hit a lot different. So it really made me think.
Yeah. What about you, Seth?
I had not seen the original until this episode, so I had seen the remake in theaters, like Hope. Basically, if it was in theaters between 2008 and 2010, I might have seen it. Like, I very likely saw it. I was just in the movies all the time those
Instead
years.
of a mall rat, you were a theater rat.
Well, I was in college at the time, and I had a big break in between my morning and afternoon classes. So, like,
so you had nothing to do.
yeah, slide down to the movies for $5 in Berkeley Plaza and just see whatever. So I saw like everything that was playing, and it like I remember it sticking with me, the remake, just because of how aggressively like gory it was. Like it really stood out to me at the time. So then I was excited to see the original, specifically knowing it was Romero, and this is different Romero. This is kind of a different beast.
Savini, mind you.
Yeah.
This is before Savini.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the red paint is pre Tom Savini for sure.
Yeah.
This is purely Tom. That like Romero's a genius, yes, but without Tom Savini, he would not be who he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, and Jesse, I'm right there with you. I don't know if you guys saw this Godzilla movie, but did you guys see Shin Godzilla when it came out a few years ago?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I haven't actually.
So
Shockingly.
Now that you've seen the Crazies, you kind of get a feel for what these movies are talking about the same thing, and it's the ineptitude of government response, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, this was just reminding me of Shin Godzilla so much, as you would jump around from like these different government people almost literally pulling their hair out for like how impossible this situation is, and it's just like describing just how fucked every next scene is. Like, no, we're fucked. No, we're fucked. Here's the next reason we're fucked, and here's the next reason we're fucked, and here's it's like a cavalcade of you're fucked.
Yeah. A good companion film with this would obviously be Contagion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you want to get even more political about it, it's like, oh, yeah, of course all the rich people get the vaccine first because, you know, you have to establish who's actually in charge.
Well, that's I feel like that's any, like, disaster movie, though. Like, when the movie 2012 came out, you know, it was like all the rich people got onto the sub, you know, like any type of thing. It's like the rich are always, or honestly, think about even in society during COVID. Who are the first people to get it? You know, like who?
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't even like frontline care workers. Like I was on the front lines and I didn't even was able to get it first. You know?
Yeah. Well, also during COVID, the government was actively denying it was even happening because the Trump administration was like, no, it's a Democratic hoax. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. And then of course Trump got it, and then everybody shut up. So, and by that point they'd already had, like, for perspective, more people died during COVID than they did on 9/11.
Yeah.
That puts things in perspective. This was a bigger catastrophe, a very preventable disaster.
I'm sorry, that's a horrible comparison, though. Just saying, because this was a worldwide epidemic.
I know that's my point. Is that it shocked the world, just like 9/11 did. It shocked the world, like. But by comparison,
I think you need to calm down with the 9/11 shit, honestly.
When it comes to jokes, I'm not above a 9/11 joke, but when it comes to reality, I will acknowledge the effect that it had on reality.
Oh, sure. But I mean, like,
but it wasn't
I think,
a worldwide, like, not everyone in the world was crying, is what I'm saying. Like, an epidemic is, because honestly, 9/11 shit happens to every country everywhere all the time. We are not fucking special. We are not fucking special.
On September 11th, it was just another day on planet Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
it just happened to us.
My point.
The government's inability to recognize like a situation spun out of control. That's like really what's sitting at the heart of like any of the real world examples or film examples. I think like the fact that these movies decide to concentrate in on like no. These government organizations aren't out here for you. They're out here for them. Like these are like you. I maybe that's why I'll kind of spoil. I lean into the remake a little more. I think that it ends up being my favorite of the two. We'll get into
in a way it's more realistic.
Yeah, it's much more of a human story, I think, overall, and that's kind of my issue with the original is like
There's no real characters in the original.
There's no main characters. Yeah, like the non-government citizen people, I have a hard time like connecting with, I guess, a little bit. So I ended up just kind of having a good time laughing at the government ineptitude. And maybe that was the point. I don't know. Maybe George Romero was on some shit and was like, nah, fuck the government. They can't do anything.
Well, it's also, this is 1973. We're still in the shit in Vietnam. It's basically a Vietnam story. Because the two main characters in the original film, they're veterans of Vietnam.
Yeah.
So they came back, and there's a line in the original film.
One was like Green Beret, and and then there were volunteer firemen because they still wanted to just like serve in some way.
Yeah, main characters
which helps
are
explain
Vietnam
why
vets.
Yeah, there you go. It helps explain why their characters are so capable at the end of the movie too.
Yeah, I noted that they don't trust the government and willingly attack military personnel on site. If you know how the government treated Vietnam veterans, and there's even that image where the priest runs outside and self-immolates himself. There's the Buddhist monks that set themselves on fire in protest to Vietnam. Lots of Vietnam imagery in the original, lots of it. Wow. And there's also one moment I noticed when the bombers are taking off. Did you notice the music that plays?
No.
It's Creedence Clearwater's "Fortunate Son."
That's right. Yeah,
It's the opening beats of "Fortunate Son." Like the ultimate association with Vietnam, that music.
I love that was even a trope back then. Like that song's not that old, you know?
Yeah. I have other things. Images of the Berkeley campus shooting. It's much more like a documentary. We'd rather fight each other than solve the problem together. There's one, when they storm into the house and attack the soldiers, the one guy that's just sitting there kind of like just depressed, he says, "You never know what you're doing or why you're doing it. You just do it."
I loved that scene. I loved the way that they even specifically had a lot younger guys playing those soldiers to express the like, we don't give a shit about what's happening. Like we're not the ones doing this. We have to be here, and we kind of hate it.
Oh, honestly, like I have a bunch of friends in the military, and one of the quotes that they say all the time is like, "Oh, first to go, last to know," and it's true. Like they're just shucked off, and they're just like, "Why are we going? I don't know, but we're going." Or even in a more comedic, if we want to make it a little bit more lighthearted, episode of Futurama where they're like drafted into the war, or like when Bender signed up for the military, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you can just use your military discount for gum unless war were declared," and then war were declared. And then they were like on the brain planet fighting these brains, and they're like, "We surrender," and they're like, "Oh fuck, we're the invaders!" Like,
right.
So,
are we like, the bad guys?
We're the bad guys? What?
Bender adapted to it just too well, you know.
Oh, I mean, obviously, but still, like the whole slap in the face of that episode was, "Oh, we're at war because we chose to be at war."
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. Even up into being at war with our citizens. Yikes.
Yeah. There's a moment in I noticed when the shootout's happening in the woods towards the end of the film, the one that breaks off from the group. Due to the Kuleshov effect, I noticed this. There's an edit where one of the containment unit soldiers' heads explodes during the shootout, but it's the previous shot is one of the other containment soldiers shooting, and the Kuleshov effect essentially says, "Oh, he just shot one of his own guys."
Yeah.
Like nobody cares anymore. Just kill everybody. Like we don't care anymore.
Well, and that even happens at the end when they're in the in the brick yard, wherever that brick yard was, some kind of construction facility, and he starts shooting out into people that he knows. Just like he takes down two people, just civilians, and just shoots them dead. Like it's happening on both sides. That both sides are like interkilling each other. Yeah.
I mean, with the concept of the Crazies, essentially it's a zombie virus, kind of.
It's a biological warfare chemical, and it's supposed to basically what it is. It's supposed to be like a sedative to control a population, but it was tampered and not that's why like in both films are like, oh yeah, we're trying to dispose of it, and it just didn't get disposed of. So because it was like a bad batch of this populative sedative, basically. So they were like, yeah, it's supposed to destabilize by like sedating these people, making them into zombies, not rabies.
Right.
Yeah, it had the opposite effect.
We wanted Romero zombies, not 28 Days Later zombies.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I could lean into the remake a little bit, they really hammer hard the fact that there's a lot of they basically just don't care about their own safety. The zombies, the crazies, they'll self-mutilate, they'll torture anybody, they'll just murder anybody that gets in their path. A few years before the remake came out, there was a comic book series called Crossed.
Yeah.
If anybody's read Crossed, it ran for like 300 or so issues. It was huge. It's brutal, it's nasty, it's vile, it's disgusting. Essentially, whatever it is, the virus turns you into pure id, and your hobbies are rape, cannibalism, incest, mutilation, self-mutilation, torture.
The sadness.
I was about to say, there's an actual adaptation of Cross called The Sadness. It's a Taiwanese film directed by a Canadian director.
Yeah, that movie's wild.
I think he shot in Taiwan because it was the only country that would allow him to put that shit on screen.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, when the girl got her eye socket raped, that was fucked up. So there was supposed to be a film adaptation of Cross years ago. It fell through. It never got made. I don't need to see that, honestly. The most graphic stuff in that book is when they have to shoot the school kids because they got turned into cannibals and they can't take them with them. So the two main characters walk back into the school and shoot them.
The boys' comic when they drowned the tankard of children, but that's fine.
Because that was played for laughs because it's funny. The scene in Crossed is that during the outbreak, the kids were trapped in the school and the teacher couldn't get them home. So it's like months and months later, and so basically the teacher would catch people and they would trap them and they would kill them and eat them.
Wild.
So all these 6-year-olds know is how to be cannibals. So they can't take them with them anymore because they're too fucked up. So the two main characters go back into the school and shoot all of them in the head.
Wow.
And the last page is
shit.
just like the kids crying. That's like the last image of the book.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a dark book. It's a good story, but it's really hard to swallow.
Speaking of books, were you guys able to find anything out about the Mad People? I saw that that's what this was based on, but I was having a hard time tracking down anything about it.
I don't know anything about it.
That must have been just lost to the 70s.
I was going to say, there's a lot of stories like this that I've been super interested in their original source content, and I have not been able to. It just doesn't exist. Like, this isn't like relevant like movie wise, but the movie Life is Beautiful, the Italian film.
Yeah.
That was actually a book written by a guy who like went through all of that, and I tried to find the book, and I can literally not find. I couldn't find it on eBay. I couldn't find it on like auction sites. Couldn't find it on, like I could not find this book. Like it just didn't exist, and I'm like, I know it exists. Where the fuck is this book? Like,
yeah, probably just a low print run. Same thing with Men in Black. Men in Black is based on a comic book series, but it didn't have a very big print run, so it's impossible to find those issues.
Yeah,
so people know Men in Black more from the movies than they do from the comic.
Right.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so. I couldn't find anything on the book for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So the original film feels not really like a horror movie. It's more of a political film. It's more of a thriller. It's more about it's a straight up Vietnam story about how Vietnam is really it's making its way home. It's eating society alive. So
right. Well, and like trying to put American citizens in the mindset of people over there of like this is what it's like to have your home swatted by the military and
you're fucked. You don't know what's happening. You're being taken over. You're helpless.
You can't argue. You can't protect your family. You don't have rights to stand on. Like it was trying to put people very directly in that position, like an empathetic position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at least the original shows a military perspective, as opposed to the remake where you don't see anything that the military.
Oh no, the closest
they are the aggressors.
The closest you get to the perspective is that one scene where they like find the kid in the barn and he's like, I let me go. I won't say shit. You guys go on your way. And then he's like, well, you better not fucking tell. And he's like, nope, no Sarge, no one's here. Let's go. So that was the closest to like their perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the one government guy that was taking photos of him when they crash his SUV. He gives him like a little bit of information
before he gets shot in the head. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think that the remake is completely fine. It's good. I personally prefer the original. But I understand why the remake is good. I get it. It gives you more of the human perspective. Because you don't really get much of a human perspective in the original.
And again, as you were saying too, like the remake is more of a horror film. Like it's
straight up
horror aspect. You get the more gore aspect, so it plays more into the genre than the original.
Yeah,
and so that's how I take it. It's a better horror film than the original, but the original might be like a better, like, as you say, political film.
Yeah, like its commentary is a little more straightforward.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to in the rewatch like really track the like meta text of the remake, and it is a nihilistic fucking movie. Like every single next thing is just a continual beatdown, and that is kind of what the original feels like too. And so maybe that's their homage in that way. But I just, dude, like ending not just on the nuke, but on the idea that there is no utopia to walk to.
Yeah, it's just gonna start. It's just gonna start over again.
What the fuck?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which is also another thing comparing it to Cross, because there's a lot of imagery in the remake that is from Cross. I have a feeling that they did read that comic before they did, because like the image of the nuclear blast, that's in the opening issue of Cross. Like the walking down the road, just the three of them, that's directly from Cross. It's like it doesn't end the same way as the book, but it is still just two characters walking off into the distance. So that's the last page.
The remake's also really trying to hold up a lot in its like film references, because there's also a lot of 28 Days Later had come and gone at this point, and they really knew they needed to top that. I mean, this could almost sit as like an unofficial 28 Days sequel, you know what I mean? Like
or like the American version.
yeah, exactly.
What's going on in America?
Yeah, exactly. It's got a ton of stuff stuffed in there. I do think that's its biggest issue, and maybe the issue with both of them. These could both be 90-minute movies. Like these could be really quick in and out. There's some repetitive shit in the second halves of these.
Yeah, I was saying the truck stop at the end of the remake, where it's like all the hillbillies show up again, which it very much is hinting towards where we went with MAGA America,
right?
Like they enjoy killing off members of their own community. It's like,
See, I would keep the truck stop. I would drop all the like adventure from the town to the truck stop. I would have just moved straight from the town into the truck stop. Let the guy sacrifice himself for them there so they can get out. And again, like you could cut that one down to like an easy 90 tight.
No, I agree. The truck stop you needed because it also showed the slaughter the military did.
Well, and it's
that wasn't the military. That was the MAGA guys. That was the hillbillies.
No, it was both. It was both. It was military
right. All
rounds,
the bodies outside. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was all the gunshots from the outside, and then on the inside it was So
Ooh.
There is political stuff in the remake, and it's Iraq War. It's Iraq War, Volume 2.
It's the whole beginning where he's like, "Hey, Mayor, you need to shut off the water," and he's like, "We need money." Like
the Jaws scene,
the Jaws scene, literally. Yeah,
you don't need money that badly.
No, you don't need it that badly.
And also, like the thing to snap back there is. The government will subsidize it because of the plague they dropped on us. Right. And that's what you as the mayor should do for us is go get that subsidization. Like, oh my God. Yeah, that argument bugged me.
Simple reason. The movie needs to happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No,
otherwise, the movie doesn't happen.
The one thing that irked me so bad
What?
Was in the remake. So, first off, there should not be an under 18-year-old receptionist in a medical office. First off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Small town Iowa, you're getting away with some kind of crime there.
Yes, but even if you overlook that part, when they're all running away and she like gets snapped back out of the car.
Oh yeah, in the car wash.
And like they got her in time where like she might have had like some damage for sure, but
it wouldn't have snapped her neck.
You're a doctor and you just look at her and say, "Oh, she's dead." I'm like, "No, you're a fucking doctor. You do something. What?"
Right.
You're just like, "Oh, this is like my baby." And I'm like, and then you just sit there.
Nothing I can do. Won't even try.
I was like,
and then the car,
what is this
and then
shit?
the car just explodes for no reason afterwards because they need to get rid of their transportation.
Yeah,
no,
I
the helicopter fucking bombed it.
Yeah,
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
helicopter.
right.
Yeah, it was like a thank God she got snapped out, otherwise we all would have blown up. You know.
Does that mean that fridging is okay in this movie?
See, I would even piggyback off Hope's point and go as far as saying that whole car wash scene is incomprehensible. Like what?
It was so
that
dumb.
whole thing
I
could
hated
be
that
goddamn
scene.
long.
And
Yeah.
The longest car wash in all of human history. It's like, what, 3-4 minutes? Does it take that long to go through a car wash? No.
it depends if it's a
Jesus.
premium with the wax, you know. But
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah,
fuck's sake. God damn it.
But no,
But
I
also,
think
like-
there's the scene geography's bad, and it's like, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? Shoot out with your windows up and then let the water? Like, I was just the whole scene's like extra frustrating.
So
and again, just to
stupid.
get rid of the car, they're gonna walk there later anyways. You know, it's
like,
like
there could have been
just let 'em-
another way
Yeah.
to like. It would have been better if, because she's pregnant. Here's just like, I know this is going into film rescue, whatever.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. We've done it before.
all right, folks, I'm taking over the show.
I even have in my notes, longest car wash ever.
Right,
That's
right.
all I have
No,
listed.
like instead of like that car wash scene, if they wanted to get rid of like the girl, have the doctor, because she's pregnant, like get out of the car because she's like has morning sickness, throwing up, you know. And then obviously the sheriff, the husband, goes out and is like, "Hey, you okay?" And then like the deputy's like, well, because he's affected, he could be thinking that they're actually plotting and not just she's fucking throwing up.
Oh.
And then the girl is sitting in the car, and then all of a sudden it got blown up. And that's a way to get rid of the car and the girl without. And that way it also builds tension between the sheriff and the deputy again, because that's what they're building at. Done.
Yeah, I like that.
There
Yeah.
you go. Cuts the majority of that scene.
No,
Yeah,
we
and then
all of
that
it.
cuts
Or
time,
just
excise so
that
much.
cuts idiocy.
yeah. There's
The one
a-
thing we don't see in this remake though, we don't see like the crazies en masse. You notice that? There's no like big mass of crazy people.
There's like the breakout, which is implied that they've started switching at that point when they start taking down the fence. And then you're right. We just see the aftermath.
Yeah, like little people
That's weird.
here and there. Yeah.
Well, there's only
Like, whereas-
1,200 people in the whole town.
But still, like take 1,200 people, make 300 of them crazies. That's still a good chunk of people.
That's true. That's a big crowd.
It's a big
yeah,
crowd.
and I get
you know?
what you're saying, because like in the like even if they all weren't like crazy in the original, the high school scene where the
doctor goes in and they try to shove him in with them, not knowing that he's not one of them.
right.
Dude, that was such an unfortunate sequence.
Yeah. Hey, here's your cure. Sorry, we fucked it up.
Honestly, I think it was worse that in the original they were like, "Oh, we're still looking for people who are immune," and they have the guy who's immune, and they're just like, "Fuck you." I'm like,
Right.
dude, That I think is
yeah.
the ultimate, and that was like literally right after the doctor died, and that's like a back-to-back fuck yous because they lost the doctor and then they lose their cure, kind of.
Yeah.
So I was like, so like the remake is a bummer because it just shows it's gonna keep going. Well, the original did too, because they're like, all right, well, you go to this next town because you've already dealt with it. But fuck, they got fucked doubly. The original.
Yeah.
I will say there's two things in the end of the movie that annoy me in the remake.
In the remake.
Okay. One, the product placement for Monster Energy drink and Aquafina water, that was annoying to me.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, to piggyback off of that. Again, I don't know why it bugged me so much. She's drinking a bottle of water, and then she gets a glass to pour the bottle of water into the glass.
Just drink from the bottle.
What's the point?
Right.
I mean, like,
I'm
you didn't even get ice. Like, what's it?
I'm happy the movie's going out of its way to show me that they're not drinking the tap water to like confirm that they won't continue to get sick.
Right.
But then on the other hand, it's like, come on, guys, efficiency of storytelling. Just one shot of her knocking back out of the Aquafina. That's all you got to do there. Move on.
Yeah, with the label facing out.
Why are you taking so much time to just have her Aquafina? Like, put it in the fucking glass. Like, what the fuck?
They got paid to put that in the movie.
There's refreshments out in the lobby.
Like I need to be encouraged to drink water. Like,
right.
Whatever. The other thing that bothered me, Rhoda Mitchell looks directly at a nuclear blast. That would blind you.
Well, she kind of was like, I mean, I would say like temporary. I know what you're saying. I know.
Yeah. But it's another thing that's in Cross, though, is that one of the characters actually looks directly at a nuclear warhead. There's a nuclear bomb that goes off outside the town, and she looks right at it, and it blinds her.
Oh, wow.
So for the entire run of the story, she's totally blind. And in the last issue, she's starting to see again. Mm-hmm. But she and her boyfriend are being chased by the Cross, and he's slowly turning. So they start running, and he grabs her hand, and they start running and running. It's like, we're almost there. They're running towards a cliff.
Oh, my God.
It's so cynical. It's like, well, we almost got away. Last thing you see is the ground heading towards your head.
Shit.
It's a fuck story, dude. That's not even the most graphic thing that's in that entire series.
Why do we love to tell stories like this? Like, what is it that makes why are we so
It could be so much worse. COVID could have been so much worse.
I think it's so wild that we have so much distrust in our government that we feel the need to express it in these like nihilistic, like, what do we do? Like, there's no hope.
Was a lot worse. You just didn't see it. I fucking saw it. I saw the death. I saw the bodies. I did the cleanings. Everyone kept a lot from the general public that was not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember the I remember the trucks for the bodies in Baltimore. It was a wild time.
Oh,
Every city had trailers outside the morgues because the morgues were overflowing.
Guess who's cleaning it all?
And and it's like, and if we can't trust our government to like be honest about that stuff, that's how it does get worse. Like, millions turn into a billion, you know?
It's not just distrust of the government, it's also people actively denying science.
Yeah.
Right.
I went out of my way, like, when I would go and get groceries and stuff and see people, because, like, I was very precautious, because I was also a very high-risk person, and I'm, like, on the front lines. And anytime I saw someone, I, like, lost my shit. I was like, oh, I'm out there, I'm pulling fucking 18-hour days every day, fucking saving your ass, fucking wear a mask! Like, I went the fuck off on people.
Right.
I was so pissed.
Yeah. My old boss was a massive Trump supporter and a COVID denier for the longest time until he eventually got it, and then he shut the fuck up.
Oh.
It's like, wow, it sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Yeah. He still voted for Trump. That's the thing. Like, that's the one thing I wish that the remake had, which is deniers of the problem. Like if this was in a bigger city, if they were denying it, there was that crowd of people that just like actively denying it, and people that are encouraging like try to be safe about it.
I get what you're saying, but
then again, you could just watch Contagion and you could get that.
Right, you can watch Contagion, but also the original took place in a small town, and this takes place in a small town because it's a lot more likely for a smaller town to be taken over so easily.
Yeah.
You know, like it's and also you got to think too, if it was a big city, the body would just end up in the streets. It wouldn't like end up in the water supply. It wouldn't like end up wherever. Like they need a rural area in order for it to infect and get into it. Because that was the big thing. It like got into the water supply. It got into, you know, like in a big city, that's like out there.
Yeah.
You know, that wouldn't happen. They'd be like, oh, dead body. I guess some crime happened. See ya. Like
yeah, that's a good point.
Like that's all it would have been.
If I could film rescue for a sec for the remake, one thing you could add as a twist, it wasn't an accident. The one thing you say is that, no, they intentionally released it to test it on a small town.
Ooh.
How nefarious. If you're going to make the government and the military the enemy, go all in.
Yeah.
Like they're going to test it on their own people. So that way they can control the situation. If you release it in a foreign country, you can't control it because they don't know what's going on. But if you release it in a small town in America, you can contain it and control it with your own forces.
I mean,
and then the accident was they fucked up on controlling it.
Yeah, and they fucked up on controlling it because they deep down don't know what to do. There's a bit that's in the World War Z novel. It's the Battle of Yonkers in New York, and it's just like a million zombies coming down the street, and the military is just like standing there with tanks. Like, what are tanks gonna do against zombies? There's no plan, and so they immediately get overrun.
Right,
so they're just like plowing through.
You mean they're not all just gonna be like in Austin Powers and just go, and they're slowly getting steamrolled?
Right.
They waste like one tank shell like on one zombie because they don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah. Impossible situation.
Yeah, we blew up the zombies. Well, the torso's still crawling after you. We've set them on fire with flamethrowers. Well, now they're on fire. Now you're doubly fucked. Your problem has not improved.
Keep retreating.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's like his Bob's Burger episode where they have the shark and they're like, oh, we'll stop it with barbed wire. Now it has barbed wire. Oh, we'll stop it with a hole. Now it's going into the basement. Like, oh, we'll stop it with oil so it can't get traction. Now it's fast. Like, just kept getting worse.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Well, the only other issue I have with the remake that bugs me is around this time with horror movies, green color grading. Why was this a thing?
So having recently just driven through the Midwest, that was a very apt color palette. That is a desolate, empty place Iowa is. That is just, it looks like that. It looks like that out there.
It looks like shit.
Yeah.
Now, what would have been better is if this happened in James T. Kirk's hometown in Iowa.
Right?
That would have been
There's
a
the
fun
tie-in we need.
That would have been a fucking fun Easter egg.
Yeah.
Have one of the characters named Kirk.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be good. I would be okay with that.
Totally. Give Iowa their claim to fame.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, this green color grading.
Or like in the background have a kid be playing with like a Star Trek ship or some shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Well, then you gotta pay Paramount for rights, unfortunately.
whatever, just something. Or like, or just not even, like a red shirt character, like a no-named red shirt, like, oh, die!
They're the first one to die. They're
Right.
the first one to
Exactly,
go.
and then they would have been like, die, and then they got killed, like.
I'd be okay with that.
The color grading that you're talking about here, I remember a lot of Tony Scott's movies look like that too.
Oh yeah, even like a lot of other horror movies, like House of Wax, the remake looks exactly like this.
Oh yeah.
It may as well be the same town. Yeah. So it just, I don't know why it was a thing. I'm glad it died out. I'm glad that our horror is returned to much brighter color palette. I'm very thankful for that.
Honestly,
I don't.
Either brighter or just straight up black and white.
Yeah. Either do it like The Lighthouse or do it like Midsummer.
Ooh.
Just I don't want this color grading ever again. I don't. It just looks ugly to me. You know?
I could see it make sense in a I mean, like, what are they going for when they color things like this? It's like kind of gross. It's nihilistic.
It's nauseous. It's diseased.
Make you feel sick.
Yeah, and that is like the core like thematic elements of this story. I feel like it matches in the Crazies case. Like I see the like the widespreadness of the issue. Totally, I'll grant you that. But like in this specific case, I think it works. It makes you feel. By the time you see the deputy on the ground and he's like coming to terms with the fact that he's turning, like he is so gaunt, and then that color palette added on top of it, like you're almost feeling empathy for a zombie. It's kind of weird what they're aiming for there.
100% agree with you, Seth. I really do agree with you.
Yeah, there's probably a million instances of like it looking awful in other movies. I kind of
I've seen it look awful in other movies, but it wasn't the right tone. Like it was more like slashy slash, whereas you don't want that color grading for that, but this is more of a disease, a nausea, a more psychological, like it's supposed to put you uneasy.
Ooh.
So.
Yeah, like House of Wax had this, doesn't fit, doesn't look good.
No, because that's more slashy. So
or the Texas Chainsaw remake is like looks like that's
again,
one of the Texas
more
Chainsaw
slashy.
remakes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Oh yeah, the Jason remake has this exact like Platinum Dunes.
Oh,
Platinum Dunes is really bad for overusing.
Michael Bay's fucking production company did this shit out the ass.
You're correct. You're correct.
Oh God, yeah. But compare that to the original, which is more like a documentary, because George Romero used to work for a television station.
Yeah,
colorful costumes. Yeah, everyone's like outfits are really bold and bright and like show up great.
Yeah, everyone stands out. It's I mean, granted, you don't know who anybody is, but in terms of identifying who they are on screen,
we have main guy, we have main guy,
we have main crazy guy,
we have dumb daughter who is. Oh, can we talk about that scene with her and her father?
Yeah, the incest thing. What the fuck?
That was gross.
Yeah,
that was the most gross thing about that movie.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to come up with. I wanted to.
Oh, you wanted to come up with that?
That's something I wanted to address, which is that there's not really the way the characters behave in the original. There's not a lot to differentiate them from the people that have been infected.
Yeah, they were more like giddy and just.
Yeah,
they laughed more.
Yeah,
I felt like instead of the Trixie, they were all on laughing gas.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Dysart was saying about the 70s specifically at this time being like a lot of the filmmaking being an exercise and making sense of the wanton violence and incest and gross shit happening during the 70s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is an example of that. I think this is his like little New York kind of or Little Murders kind of thing where he's like just expressing this disgust with like, what are we even saving here? If the government did work, what the fuck are we even saving here in the 70s?
Yeah, like, it's just we're saving our country so we can go back to Vietnam again for another 2 years.
Well, and how analogous is that then to COVID of like all the deniers through that time, like it seemed like they were trying to make it worse on purpose and looking around going like, what are we fucking trying to save if when we get sick we can't like respect each other enough to wear a mask? What the fuck are we even doing here? Like I feel that strongly today.
That's why we're still the only country getting active cases.
Oh my God, right? Like
yeah, my mother had it like 2 weeks ago. She recovered, she's fine, but it just happened because one of her people at her job didn't wear a mask.
Yeah, it's so easy to wear a mask when you're feeling sick. Like it's.
Yeah.
Tell everybody else. Yeah. And when you're sick, don't you want people to kind of fuck off from you anyways? Like, just.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if I have like allergies, I'm not like sure, I just fucking, again, I work in healthcare though. But
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the
always
one
the-
thing I told people. I was like, I'd rather wear the mask than my full face respirator like I used to. So this is my thing.
Right.
Yeah. It's always the same fucking right-wing chuckle fucks that cause the problems. It's always the same motherfuckers every time. It's like...
They have their own LARP government online. You know what I mean? No wonder they don't trust the government.
Oh my god.
How else do you describe
Beautiful.
QAnon? That is just online government LARPing. That is
Yeah.
social civics LARPing, and it's nerdy as fuck.
God.
The bad kind of nerdy.
God.
Oh, God. I swear to
I
Christ.
thought that was furries.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God.
Let those weird
yeah.
people fuck in peace. Yeah.
Yeah, just so yeah, I mean, there's not really too much to say. I mean, the one thing I will say is that the remake sets up for a sequel, which never came. I don't really know what you would do with a sequel because it would just be another one.
Oh, see,
know,
I
so-
didn't.
like
I didn't
when they
see that as a sequel setup. I saw that as a giant double middle fingers jumping out of the
Yes.
airplane. Ha ha! You guys are fucked. Like there's no it's really cynical. I don't know if it's sequel bait.
I mean, it could have been, but
could have been.
because they also
Well, everything got a sequel at this time.
That's true.
Everything
Yeah.
got a sequel.
That's the thing.
So.
This was sequel time, but it was also going from, and they name dropped Cedar Rapids, so
Yeah.
that's like a huge town. So they were name dropping a bigger city, like an
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
and that's a tourist city too.
Right.
So not only do you have you know, a bigger city, but that's tourism, and I could see they're all the tourists are like, I just want to go home, and they're like, well, you shouldn't have come to the fucking amusement park.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What do
The-
you do with a sequel? How do you even expand on something like that?
That's the thing. You really can't. It's just it's a bigger town. It's like that's it. You know,
Yeah.
the biggest difference between these two movies is that the original feels like this is what would actually happen in this situation if this got completely out of control. It's like
Mhm.
there's no big end explosion. The movie just kind of stops dead in its tracks. It's
Yeah.
just like, well, we're going to the next town. The remake is like, oh, they set off a nuke and they just blow up the town. It's like that would never happen. In no world would that ever happen. No way would the United States ever detonate a nuclear weapon on its own soil.
Right.
Ever. Like, you would cause complete ecological devastation. So that's the movie ending.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas the original is like, that's the realistic
If
ending.
anything, they would have military outposts and literally
Yeah.
just shoot everyone on sight.
Mm.
Yeah.
Didn't matter
It would be
friend
much-
or foe. It was shoot on sight. That's what they would do.
Yeah. It would be more like Chernobyl, where it's like, just lock off the town, nobody gets in.
Right.
That's it. Abandoned forever. That's all
Yeah.
it would be.
Are you saying that Zack Snyder did it correct in his zombie movie?
Fuck you, Seth. You know what? Eat shit. So that movie got one thing right, but it doesn't make any sense how they dropped containers around the whole town in time for them to do it.
They do eventually nuke it too. So to your own point,
Yeah,
it's
they
not
nuke it
smart.
for no reason, even though there's no threats.
Right.
It's like, Jesus.
I think we just got obsessed in the 2010s in our sci-fi horror to want to nuke the Midwest. Because didn't one of the Alien vs. Predator movies end like that? The second one?
Requiem.
Yeah, don't they
Requiem.
nuke a small town in the Midwest too?
They do. Yeah, they do. It's like
Just nuke them, everything. You get a bomb, everyone gets a bomb.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean,
What carnage.
yeah.
So-
if you want to, yeah, go ahead.
So I think the main I love what you're pointing out here about how the original is like basically documentary footage of what could happen, and the remake is really trying to like be a movie. Like this is it's employing all the movie tricks. It's got really, really gorgeous shots. Like nothing's out of focus. Nothing looks bad. I mean, like the car wash scene's incoherent for scene geography, but it's because it's a dumb
Besides the color
scene, as we
grading,
figured out.
Yeah. Besides the color grading, it's a good looking movie.
Yeah.
It's well done.
And so I like that we have kind of like a movie version, and then we have a like, okay, but what if you didn't want to see the movie version? What if you wanted to see because they're both, I think, still trying to talk about the inefficientness of our governments, like in and they almost happen like in step with each other a little bit too. Like the remake could functionally be a prequel because it kind of gets to the point where like, what if that was the first instance, and that virus is what got out in Pennsylvania. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they play into that idea that this could just happen anywhere, and I kind of like that we get both offerings here. Like, this is not by any means one of our clone remakes. This is about as different as you can get for just grabbing the same events.
Yeah. Changing the tone completely changes the movie.
Yeah. I do like something I missed in the remake that made more sense to me on rewatch. The hillbillies that find the crashed pilot are the ones that end up being like infected at the end, taking people out in the truck. I hadn't placed that we had like returning bad guys across it. That didn't. It made it feel a little more wrong turn. You know.
Okay. I mean, you have to end it with those chuckle fucks getting theirs.
Right.
Fuck them. It's just if you want to see like a more modern version of this story, there's a movie that Hope referenced earlier called The Sadness. It is a tough one to watch.
Harder than this by a long shot.
Oh yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's it's just crossed in film form. It also has an extremely nihilistic ending.
Yeah.
That's
to say the fucking least.
I think it's not even released in America officially on Blu-ray. I think you can only get it like on streaming.
Yeah, I had to find out
because it's
That's
so graphic.
the only place I've been able to find is on Shudder.
Yeah, it's on Shudder. It is such a graphic film. It's never been released in America officially.
For anyone who's seen Crazies and not seen The Sadness, Crazies decided that buzzsaw scene stopped short and would not cut off his nuts. The Sadness would have shown you what happened. The Sadness would have been like, no. We set up
prolonged and like kept the shot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Absolutely. Oh my god. It would have
been the Stanley Kubrick scene from Full Metal Jacket where it just rests on the chick who keeps saying "kill me."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch.
Yeah.
Not sure if I could recommend, but if people are into having your eyes want to get burned out of your sockets, that's the way to go.
You're warned. Tread lightly.
Yeah, if for everybody that thinks that that's like the deepest pits of sodomy in film, the well goes so much deeper. You have no idea.
We're not the podcast for that. We do wide release stuff.
No, we do wide release stuff. And I could never recommend The Sadness. I would just say
it is a film.
Be wary.
It is there.
Yeah.
Tread lightly.
Yeah. Be wary, ye who enter. That's
right.
What I would say. It's. I could never recommend it, but I will acknowledge if you want a horror movie, it is a horror movie.
Well, let's put it
does
this way.
what it sets out to do.
Everybody's got that friend that's like, "Oh, what's the most fucked up movie you've ever seen?" Show that friend The Sadness. That's what you should do. You'll have a great time with that friend.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You mean me?
That's the one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I would watch The Sadness with Hope.
Yeah, and then I could do commentary throughout. Oh, this is...
Beyond that, you get into like basically snuff porn.
Yeah,
that's what you get into. Beyond that, after that, it is snuff. That is where
Pretty
you
much.
Go from there.
It is literally the line.
Yeah.
The remake gets close, man. There's a couple spots that are really rough. I had forgotten how hard in they go sometimes.
Yeah, the one thing I never really understood was the morgue scene where the guy's got his eyes and mouth sewn shut. I was kind of confused. Like, did the doctor literally just do that?
The doctor that turned that had the buzzsaw did that to that guy, and they don't explain what happened to that guy. I think they just leave him
they
there.
Never talk about it.
They just fucking leave that guy there, right?
They fucking ditch him.
Okay, all right. It'd be nice to know what happened to that dude.
Yeah,
I guess he was.
Maybe he's infected.
He could have still been on the slab by the time the bomb went off, and then just been like, "Man, this sucks."
Dude, that's the post-credit scene. He like sits up.
He's still there.
He finally gets his
eyes.
I'm
okay. Bam.
Gets his eyes undone. Opens just in time to see a mushroom cloud rushing towards him. That's just like the ending of your comic book, there, Jesse.
Yeah. Well, the nuclear bomb is at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's the beginning. That's from there. It only goes down. Then yeah. Yeah.
I know that poor.
What a way to start October. Damn.
Yeah. Starting spooky season. Yeah. So yeah, these are both good movies, different kinds of movies. I recommend both. I personally like the original better, though I will say the remake is no slouch.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is good.
Wait.
It's probably the only good film that Breck Eisner's ever made.
I haven't seen Thought Crimes. I
Plus-
liked the premise, but I haven't given it a
Plus,
chance
Timothy
yet.
Oliphant.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Timothy Oliphant. of
He's
course,
good
was
in this
wonderful.
too.
Yeah, he's genuinely good. I mean, he's good in everything. Well, not Hitman. To take that back.
That
But
was
most
the
things
movie's
he's
fault,
good in.
not him.
Yeah, he even admitted he just did it for money.
Weird that he had 2 movies with fight scenes underneath of trucks. Isn't that weird? Like that
Oh, yeah,
Hitman had the exact same fight scene almost.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, but we've already covered Hitman in a quick fix on YouTube. You don't need to watch the movie.
Play the game.
Don't.
That is how you fix it.
Right.
That's the fix. Play the game. Don't even waste your time. So yeah, both good, different reasons. The Sadness, I never recommend it, but it is a horror movie if you want to watch it.
Our unofficial
So-
review. It's wild.
Yeah.
It is a movie.
It is a movie. There's when I look at Crossed, I'm just like, why would they ever attempt that as a film? Just what is the purpose?
Some people like that nihilistic feeling. Some people feel. I think people who feel that way like to know that they're not alone in feeling that way. That there's that someone out there
It
understands
can always
them.
be worse.
Yeah, and because that's their running thing for David and Judy is like, just keep pulling it back together because it's gonna get worse, baby. Like just.
I mean, well, another thing, the Cross, they can use guns, they can drive vehicles, they have some level of communication. You know, they can interact with each other. Like, they would basically, their goal is to turn everyone that's not crossed into crossed. So they would invent ways to do it. So one of the ways they do it is, have you ever heard of the Biscuit game?
Limp Bizkit?
In sports, you idiot.
Oh no.
So basically, there's a thing that I think this is a British thing. Every player is supposed to show up early to their football game, and what they do is everybody gathers up and they jerk off onto a biscuit, and if you're the last one to show up, you have to eat it.
Yeah, that's called Limp Bizkit. That's what the band is named for.
Yeah, exactly. So the Cross do that in, I think, issue number 4. They jerk off into a helmet. There's like 10 of them, but the helmet's filled with bullets. And so that way they can shoot the bullets and it turns anybody that they shoot into crossed.
Ugh.
Isn't that just so fucked up? Just the fact that they thought that far ahead.
That's
Honestly,
what we call Creamfield, all right.
Yeah.
I'm fucking deceased.
And that's where we'll wrap up. So
Why? Why would you have the show there?
I need the last laugh.
So our next episode, we're talking about another spooky movie. We're talking about Let the Right One In.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I have a shirt for that.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
I'm gonna wear this shirt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's also a Norwegian film, the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But we're gonna be that's gonna be coming later on in the month of October because I'm taking some time off because I'm gonna be out of town for a little bit. So we'll get to that in 3 weeks, I think, 4 weeks, something like that.
That sounds right.
Something like that, yeah. So we'll have a little bit of time off between them. We'll fill it in with episodes of Film Rescue that are coming out.
From zombies to vampires, let's go.
Yeah, spooky season is in full swing. So, thank you guys. Thank you for going through these 2 movies with me.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to revisit the original. It was a good time. Now that I've grown up and become not necessarily wiser but more political.
Yeah.
More cynical?
More cynical.
After
That's why I'm
these
a
2
professional
movies, for
cynic.
fucking sure.
Yeah, these are very cynical films. These hit harder post-COVID. They really show you how the
for sure.
world. Yeah, the world really doesn't change. It doesn't change.
Yay.
Yay. I'm gonna go cry into my alcohol now.
Right.
Take me, aliens. Take me now.
Yeah. With that, good night.
Good night.